Hello, Wanderers. Welcome to another episode of our Crusader Kings 3 Legacy of Persia playthrough following Nizam of House Zunbil. Now, in that last episode, we had just finally come of age after inheriting the throne at only 12 years old. We have now let a few years pass, become 16. We've kind of finished at least the first part of our education here. We are a gray eminence. And now it is time to begin planning for the future. But this doesn't mean immediately taking the throne and, beginning to fulfill all of our plans. No, as I said, that was just the first part of our education. And as somebody pointed out, what would be a good first step here is to continue our education at a place of higher learning. So I've actually gone and canceled the construction that we had going on in our capital here in order to recoup our money so that we can plan a university visit. We do need to let a little bit of time pass here so we can get enough money to do the traveling. We're quite close though. So in the meantime, we are going to dismiss the regency. Our mother, had ruled well for us for a while, but we are of age now, and it is time for us to take the matters a little bit more directly into our hands. You see, we've become the cultural head here, which is nice, of the Afghan culture. So that's going to give us some options. In addition to that, it seems as though our liege, Amiran Amir Laithzadeh of the Saffarids, interestingly enough, and I did not know this actually, is that the original ruler of the Saffarids, who was assassinated here, died under mysterious circumstances. This guy apparently is like a peasant leader. Like, he came from very humble origins. You can see it's right here in his traits and stuff. I didn't really actually know much about this guy, Yaqub, who kind of founded this Saffarid kingdom. But I'm curious to learn a little bit more. So if you've got some information on this guy, let me know, because this is a historical figure that I don't actually know much about. But he was assassinated, and his brother now happens to take charge. His brother, who is a spy master, torturer. Yeah, I wonder, an ambitious, callous. I wonder who might have been responsible for the death of our previous ruler. But apparently this guy wants to make us his spy master, which is actually our worst skill by quite a bit. I think that do we accept? I mean, we're not skilled at being, actually, like, this guy's way better than us anyways. I don't know if we would accept this, because I don't think we feel like we're, capable. And we're also planning this university visit, so I'm actually going to decline. I just don't think that really makes sense for our character. If he offered us like a different position, or maybe later on. But yeah. He wants to oversee. Oh, if you could personally oversee her education. Oh. He wants to put his daughter, or no, his sister. No, his daughter. Yeah. I think. Yeah, he wants to put his daughter within our court here. I guess we could accept. Yeah, okay. We'll accept that. I'm imagining it's not necessarily us, leading her education, but she's coming to this court to learn from our people here. Interesting choice, but I imagine that he's playing the politics game as well, no doubt. So, oh, and we've got bestowed royal favor. Nice. So apparently, we're held in relatively high esteem here. Apparently, even though we are secretly Zunbil, or Zunist, I should say, from what everybody else thinks, we are just a good follower of Islam, and nobody knows the wiser. So, well, there we go. We did lose the royal favor like moments after getting it. So, but that's fine. In any case, yeah, we're just gonna let the money save up a little bit. We do need to choose a lifestyle. We're obviously gonna go for diplomacy here. could have done this earlier, but whatever. Only a couple months or a month or two has passed. We're going to go for foreign affairs focus here. I think that this makes the most sense. We're probably going to be able to fill out these trees quite quickly. And then later on in our life, we're definitely going to go down the theologian route so that we can hopefully reform the Zunist faith. But first, I want to go down and probably get Diplomat and August here. Diplomat's actually got some pretty good ones, like forced vassalage is good, adaptive traditions, not terrible, but defensive negotiations, that's a good one. We can get an alliance without a marriage. Pretty decent. We're gonna be able to learn a lot of languages and stuff too. So yeah, this is actually, it's not terrible here. So I think we're gonna go down that route. Just gonna save up a little bit more money here, and we'll see how long it takes before we can head over to the university. The burden of tax farming. As I take a stroll in the castle, I pass by the library, where my tax collector Efsir seems to be in quite a despondent state. Oh God, he mumbles to himself. I cannot do this. These tax law treaties are too old, too vague, too disorganized. How am I ever meant to find something in here? I only wanted to check a minor detail before heading out to the provinces again. Calm down, we can look together. Okay, here's stewardship challenge, so we could actually help him with that. Ooh, yeah, this could be useful. Do your work or I'll have you flogged. That doesn't make any sense. I will just walk along. Though obviously the only option here for us to choose is going to be this one. And we help him gain new focus. So there we go. You are always there for me, and I hope you know that I am grateful, says this little 4-year-old child. My ward, Argavan, approaches me in a rare display of appreciation. She's hanging around our court. Apparently we're well liked by the kids. When I need it, I expect you to be there for me too. This one means to be a guardian. You know what? I think, yeah, playing that politics game, we're gonna kind of just, I don't think we're like holding one over on this child, but I think we're just trying to build those ties so that we could potentially ask a favor should it be needed later on in life. We're getting close to the amount of money that we need here. So we would actually be able to afford it, but and what I've decided is that we're going to go to Baghdad for our university education. I think that makes the most sense. So we could afford this right now, but yeah, lots of danger. We're going to need to hire some people, and I also would like to hit up a few different places on our way. So where do we go? Customize route. On our way, I'd like to stop by Isfahan. I'd like to go to Narawan as well. Can we do that? Oh, here we go. Narawan. And then after Narawan, I'd like to go to Samara. And then we'll go to Baghdad. So we're going to get actually about 800 learning lifestyle experience just from hitting up those places there. Now we need to worry about the danger. Oh, another tax dispute here. Let's set this up really quickly here, though. We're obviously going to need a desert guide. Where is Desert Warrior there? That's going to reduce the danger quite a bit. And probably mercenary guards. Desert mountains. Do we need a mountaineer? Helps a little bit. What about mercenary guards? Mercenary guards is going to be the one that's going to help us the most. So we're still going to face a little bit of danger on our way. Hopefully we'll be okay. So it's going to cost 209, so. I refuse to pay taxes to the contemptuous Mahayanan. Naib Murad screams in the face of Efsir. It is my duty to collect taxes for the crown, an insult on my characters, an insult to Vali Nizam. Esper retorts, my liege, please resolve this dispute so I may continue my work. Naib Murad stands fuming while Efsir taps his foot impatiently. Clearly, I must decide whether to appease my vassal or support my tax collector. Murad will pay his due. Settle this yourselves. No, I think that this makes sense. Yeah, I think we're gonna say Murad will pay his due. You can't simply escape paying taxes, Murad. Murad will indeed pay his due. So we got to get let a little bit of time pass here to get our money. We only need 209 to do this trip, which is fine. No, we're not going to be your spy master. We're not a good spy master. This is not the job that we are cut out for. So yeah, we'll only need a few more months here to pass before we'll be able to head to Baghdad, a great and wondrous city to visit the university there, which would probably be quite a momentous thing in a young man's life here. You know, especially a young man from deep in the mountains who comes from a prestigious, family and is somebody who is like well learned himself. I think that it makes a lot of sense that we would be, deeply excited to go and visit a city like Baghdad for such a thing. The more I study this noble art of statecraft, the more I realize how beneficial good relations with my neighbors are. I ought to have one of them visit my court so I can show them just how good of a friend I could be. But who should I invite? The Kurjuna, Sheikh Bashar, or Vali Faragun? Vali Faragun, ooh, he's from the north. Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't mind getting some connections with the Tahirid nobles. That could actually be pretty decent. You know what? Let's do this. Vali Faragun of Guzgan. Let's see if we can find some success there. Ah, there we go. And he's coming here to visit. I'll put the servants to work immediately. Challenge brought. Firuz arrived in Zamindawar to give his spurious logic for taking over as leader of House Zunbil. Oh. I'm polite enough embracing him before the talks. He speaks on the history of our house from the days of Bahatakin to the present, and I await patiently for the crux of his argument. At long last it comes. Kinsman, you are yet young, inexperienced, with much to learn. So it's my youth, is it? Perhaps he is right. You're right, you should lead our house. Very well, but I'd like to remain in an advisory capacity. A worthy leader surely has coin to back his word. Or perhaps you could take over, but I want your guarantee. No, I don't think so. Ah, interesting. This is actually quite curious here. I mean, we are young. It must be said. I don't think but we are ambitious. We are young, but we are ambitious. If we didn't have this ambitious trait, then but we are just as well. And age does play, does matter. But I think that we're gonna say no, I don't think so, because we are kind of the the most perhaps direct descendants from the eldest male lineage of House Zunbil. So I think that we would understand that, although we might be young, we are quite capable, and I don't think we have proven ourselves unworthy of the honor of being the head of the house here. So the modest Vali Fargun is here. Tonight we will have a feast to welcome our foreign guests. I've been hard at work with all the planning and preparations. Everything is almost ready, and I have some time to add the final touch. I know a few specialties from Guzgun. It should be more extravagant. Oh, I don't want to really spend money, so... you know what? We're going to try to bring in a few... Oh, that's risky. But we're going to try it. He feels right at home. Oh, good one. Nice. Hold it off. I would like to show my guest, Vali Faragun, the cultural highlights of Zamindawar. Question is, would he prefer a grand dance with all the lords and ladies of the court, or a visit at our finest mosque? Well, he is a Maturidi, so he is Muslim, but he is of a different Muslim sect than we are, even though we're, just secretly Zunist anyways. Bet he's a fine dancer. This guy, but he is definitely a learning character, so we're gonna say the mosque seems more suitable to his taste, and he enjoys the visit to the Grand Mosque of Zamindawar. During our walk through the gardens, Vali Faragun and I have paused to admire the view, the proportions, the colors. I have seen few things as beautiful as this, Vali Nizam, he says and gestures at the sight before us. I feel as though I ought to say something kind in return, perhaps something about his loyalty and sense of honor. Okay, who is this guy? What do we know about him? Clear rationality, unshakable faith, or way with people. Let's see. Clear rationality. Is he that rational? Loyalty and sense of honor. Way with people. I think we're gonna say his faith because we did take him to the mosque and he seemed to like that. Compliment is well received. Excellent. We are doing good at these diplomacy challenges, the politicking here. After what can only be described as a thoroughly pleasant visit, Vali Faragun and his retinue is about to depart for Guzgan. Before he steps into his carriage, he clasps my hands and expresses his gratitude. I assure him that he is more than welcome to visit again. May your journey be swift and safe. There we go. Nice. So we gain a diplomacy lifestyle perk, which is cool. I think we're going to go for thoughtful, which is, it could be helpful. It looks like we're going to have to redo our thing there that I was holding because I didn't want to have to redo it, but well, whatever, it's fine. We have just enough money now. So let's go and prepare our university visit now. So we're going to Baghdad. We are going to make all those stops along the way. So we're going to stop here in, I don't really want to go all the way up that way. So Isfahan. After Isfahan, we shall stop in Al-Narawan. After Al-Narawan, we go up to Samara. And then finally, after Samara, we go back down to Baghdad. So there we go. Look at all that danger. Jeez, we really that's a dangerous journey to go all that way. But we hire those mercenary guards and things are quite a bit safer. I think we'll be okay. Is there anybody who might be a little bit of a safer? No. No, this guy's as good as we got. All right, I think that we should be okay. Study hard. Yeah, obviously that's what we're going to go for because we want to learn. Let's do it. Let's start the university visit. So hopefully we won't die to any of the dangers we face along the way. You know, we've got some good characters here who are coming along with us, hopefully. Travel tomb raiders. Turning a bend on the path, we come across a group of people covered in dust, emerging from what must have once been an impressive tomb. They hoist burlap sacks that jingle and jangle, weighed down by the trinkets they have dug out of the ancient building. Times are hard, dear Vali. Our families must be fed, and we are not doing harm to anyone among the living. Their leader looks up at us with some trepidation. Clearly, she does not realize this does not look good for them. There's no future for those who disregard the past. Punish the destitute. Popular opinion goes down. We could imprison them. We are just. The Vali deserves us cut. No, that doesn't make sense for us. Or they're desperate. I'll reimburse them to return the loot. Oof, we can't really afford that. Forgave the desperate. There's no future. We are just. You know, I think that this is important. You know, as somebody who considers learning to be important, and you know, who follows the laws and understands that the laws should be followed. I think that we are going to choose that option. I think it is the one that makes the most sense for our character. Oh, and look at this. Here we go. We've got ourselves a beard now. I might potentially trim up our beard here, though. So I actually trimmed the beard right off because I may be mistaken in this, but when I was looking up the people who followed the Zunist religion and the people in the region where we are, often showed them as being clean-shaven. So that's kind of what I'm going with here. We might let our beard grow out, but we're still young. So like maybe when we're like, you know, 20, 25 or something like that, we'll let the beard grow up. But I think, you know, we're still keeping this kind of youthful look for now, just for now. I know everybody likes the beards, but I think that this is a little bit more suiting for our character because he is just a young man. The procession has ground to a halt a stone's throw away from Cain. I look over to see my courtier Pakama, dismounted and intently staring at something on the ground. The other entourage members have gathered around him. He looks up as I approach. My lord, there's an ant path here. I may be a tad superstitious, but you should never cross an ant path. He pauses. My great-grandfather did, and he never returned home. This is like killing a seagull. This is exactly like killing a seagull, and so we're going to say, fine, we'll take another path because, you know, well, this guy is our guide. We'll listen to him. You know, there's nothing to say that we wouldn't believe in such superstitions here. Send proposal. Oh, we could become... Oh, very well. I suppose we'll become guardian to another one of his daughters. Very well. That seems fine, actually, I suppose. You know, making ties with the leader who we're eventually going to have to get... Oh. So we actually had a betrothal here with this young woman, Farhana of House Sasan, and I didn't see it up there, but apparently we are now married. So this was a betrothal that was set up when we were younger. This was a betrothal set up by our father. So you know, despite, you know, perhaps it was like on our journey here, like somewhere along the way, we got married, and then we sent her back to Zamindawar, and then we go and head over on our education. That's kind of how I'm imagining it playing out. But we got another lifestyle perk as well, which is not too bad. I think that we'll take defensive negotiations because that is useful. A mind to mold. There we go. Excellent. Yeah, so we are married now. Travel, an unusual encounter. Avoiding the harsh midday sun, we've made temporary camp inside a peculiar and very damp cave. Did you hear that, my Vali? Darab seems ill at ease with our dark shelter. As I turn around, I'm suddenly face to face with a young boy who must have somehow walked right past Darab. The startled child immediately vanishes deeper into the cave. Follow that child? Yeah, we should probably find out what has happened there. We must leave this place. No, I think we'll follow them. We lose track of the child and end up lost for a few days. Darn. Well, that's unfortunate, but I wonder what happens if you find them. Maybe you get some cool events and stuff. There we go. Luckily, Amon took good care of us here and treated us well. And he gained the trait Novice Physician, so he's probably even better at his job now. I'm guessing, yeah, look at that, aptitude, excellent. He's pretty. We're in safe hands with the madman who spouts nonsense while he treats our injuries. My ward Golbahar has just finished a lesson held by Kanama on the management of the treasury. She takes the lesson to heart and gets a strong sense of justice. Well, excellent. Here we are. We're going to stop in the Great Mosque of Samara here. We've heard that the Abbasid lands are a land lousy with holy men traveling in impoverished conditions, living often on faith alone. One such mendicant has approached our caravan, speaking of his interpretation of God's will and how to lead a pious existence. The impoverished creature seems loath to part with our party, but perhaps I can get rid of him. I'm a master debater. That is true. We are a master debater. I'm sure they'll leave eventually. Let's try it. And there we go. We won the debate. Of course we did. Baghdad of times past. Passing through the gates of Baghdad, it is hard not to reflect on having reached the traditional center of the Arabic-speaking and Islamic world. Making my way through the city, I notice many ruins and old monuments. Eventually, I find myself by the cemeteries among the tombs of caliphs and legal scholars of days long past. My friend Aman remarks that these are men who knew a different Baghdad, almost unrecognizable today. It's worth thinking about how fragile life is. I must know about the city that once was, or I will not waste... I think we would say we must know about the city that once was. Perhaps Aman can assist us with this. He seems to know things, even though he lived in the mountain. Maybe he stopped in Baghdad for, at some point in his youth. But yeah, who knows? We gain lessons. We could gain lessons on city planning, which is not terrible. Let's try it. I gain great insights from my stay in Baghdad. Nice, we're getting some good good options with the events here. Here I am, finally at the gates of Baghdad, the renowned university. All knowledge is collected inside these hollowed halls, and scholars of repute from all over the world assemble in these same hallways to preserve and increase a true wealth of wisdom, and soon I'll join them. Of course, major centers of culture are also active markets and offer all the distractions that a student could ever desire. Time to get started here. So this is good. I'm gonna exit out of this here. I would also like to potentially on our travel back, we might stop at Al Kufa because, or do we go down here? Probably Al Kufa because it's close. Just simply to get that. I think if we can get 1,000 learning lifestyle experience, then we could potentially get a free perk from that. So I'm gonna apply that. There we go. So we'll stop there on our way back, and that should give us plenty of learning lifestyle experience, which is going to be very useful later on. My in-depth studies into the Ash'ari doctrine at Baghdad have confronted me with so many new questions, not at all of which seem to have clear-cut answers. Some even seem to have contradictory explanations. Oh, well, who would have thought? Is faith supposed to be completed by reason or not? Does faith only deal with the unseen or not? Can we even know what is unseen or not? Yes or no? There must be more meaning in the contradictions. Learning challenge. We could gain a book artifact, lose some stress. Ooh, yeah. I mean, we're definitely going to try this here. Oh, we can't make sense of it. Darn. So even though we're a genius, I think maybe the contradictions are the struggle that we have there. Attention students, my teacher Zahir shouts, Sheikh Musa in tow. Our benefactor Sheikh Musa has deigned to visit us. He is the ruler of these lands. Be on your best behavior. Ah, you are debating the art of feasting. I'm quite fond of the subject myself. I hope your studies are going well. The sheikh says while running a hand through his hair. The sheikh has the power to assign special privileges to students such as myself. Perhaps I should take this opportunity to speak up. You are most amicable, dear sheikh, we say. Yes, perhaps we can gain some special privileges here at the university. That wouldn't be so bad. Oh, and we're gaining some lifestyle experience too. My studies proceed well, but I can't help but feeling a bit isolated from the community that surrounds me. I'm a stranger in a stranger land, and the language of these lands, Arabic, as spoken by the locals in the taverns and markets of the city, is exotic and mysterious to me. Even among my fellow students and teachers, many were born and raised here, and being able to share knowledge more directly with them would certainly improve my studies. I need to study harder to integrate. Ah, see, we learned the Arabic language. Yeah, we're definitely going to do this. So we learn Arabic while we're studying here, and we're going to become much more successful. We'll take a stress hit, but I'm fine with that. We could convert to Paulicianism. No, I don't think so. Sequester myself. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. I think we're just going to bite our lip and try to stay focused. Oof. Close to a second stress hit, but we should be okay. We're just going to have to try to reduce our stress as well. And it seems our wife, you know what? Maybe we've taken our wife here to Baghdad with us. That could make sense. Yeah, maybe we brought her here with us instead of sending her back home. So, you know, we've rented out like a little, you know, apartment essentially, you know, near the university, because obviously we're a noble, we're quite rich and stuff like that. So, you know, our wife stays with us while we study here in Baghdad. That would be quite the experience for a young man. Our wife has ended up pregnant, though, which is good. Baghdad is often home to fervent debates among teachers and students alike. After a particularly enlightening lecture from our teacher Zahir, I find myself dragged into a debate with another student, Ayan. No, you're not making any sense. You are completely misrepresenting the philosopher's point. I scream. You are delusional, she fires back. From the corner of my eye, I see Zahir stare at us with a pensive look on his face. But as the master said, do we do the debate here? I think we tried the debate, don't we? We convinced Ayan. Whew, luckily there. So there we go. We've hit level 1 of decent studies, so that's good. But we're going to have to continue to keep boosting up. University is stressful. You take a lot of stress by doing these university visits, but that makes quite a bit of sense here. I think we're gonna go with embassies for our next perk trait. Let's see. Teaching at Baghdad takes place for the most part in oral form, and students are encouraged to exercise their rhetorical prowess and to show progress of their learning in debates in front of their peers and teachers. Today, Zahir has asked me and Ayan to take up opposing sides on the topic of Basri versus Kufi exegesis to discuss it out. Let me begin from the Quran. As everyone knows, okay, we're gonna try this. So Ayan is our rival here, despite the fact she's slow. How is she even our rival? We're a genius. She is slow. But you know, apparently her rich. Wait, how is she even in the university? She's like an orphan. I don't get it, but whatever. Let's see. We're outmatched. How could we ever be outmatched by this person? I think we're gonna try it. There we go. We won the debate, luckily, against this kind of dumb person here in the university. So at least our genius level character is able to win a debate against them. Some random foolish orphan who somehow is in this university. I don't get it, but you know, it just that's how things worked out. Oh, yeah, look at this. Lots of cool little events here. Students, we have an esteemed speaker joining us today. Also, I do want to just point out, I like that Aman has come with us on this university trip. He's probably kind of helping us, I guess, maybe. Students, we have an esteemed speaker joining us. My teacher Kamran exclaims, "Let us welcome Wali Nuruddin of Sarsar, the utmost authority on Maturidi doctrine in Baghdad." Greetings, Nuruddin starts solemnly while widening his stance. Today we will begin exploring etiquette in foreign courts and how it connects to the nature of Allah. The students straighten their backs and procure their quills. This is going to take a while. What? That's heretical thought. What is this? Combined learning and diplomacy challenge? You destroy Nuruddin with facts and logic. 1% chance he is killed by us. Furiously scribbles notes. Oh, we can't take the stress hit here. We can't take another 100 stress. I think we debate him. We'll spend the prestige, but we could be ushered out of the. Ooh, you know what? We're going up against this guy here, and we are going to. Yeah, you know, let's try to debate him. Okay. So this time we failed. So we were ushered out of the auditorium. This has been such an amazing experience. When I left, I couldn't even imagine the number of wise men that study at Baghdad. The depth of their knowledge, their thinking, the breadth of their research, just being part of the same environment has made me a much better person. And with my new gained knowledge, I can make my way home very satisfied. However, during my stay, I've grown close to one of my teachers, Kamran. Oh, excellent. Kamran, and I'm loath to part ways already. On the other hand, my teacher, Zahir, has made a great impression on me, and I'd like to spend more time. Oh, holy crap, 30 stewardship. Zahir, I need you to teach me more. Yeah, I think we want to bring Zahir back with us. This guy's an insane steward. So we're going to bring Zahir back with us to our court. And look at this, we gained the Virtuoso Arbitrator trait here. Diplomacy plus 10, Martial plus 3. Whoa, that's nice. Wow, monthly diplomacy lifestyle experience plus 50%. Martial lifestyle experience goes up. Wow. Offer vacillation acceptance, 25. That's insane. Or score from offering hostages. Holy crap, this is actually so good. That's actually quite good. Anybody who says the diplomacy tree is not not good, yeah, that's some nice bonuses. If you combine that plus 25 with the bonus you get here from taking, what is it, forced vassalage? No, I thought there was one in here that actually helps people like join you as well, but maybe not. Anyways, still, either way, that's a huge bonus here. I think we're gonna go down to Ducal Conquest here. That's so good. And look at that, 36 diplomacy. That's insane. That's huge. Everybody loves us. And also our marshal going up is actually quite good as well. So this university visit was actually like really good for us. So yeah, I'm excited to see what comes next, but we will find that out in the next episode. So until then, Wanderers, thank you for watching.